So what we'll talk through here is we'll just have a quick overview of Dragon's Prophet, starting off with. Then we'll go over the Frontier system, which is what everyone likes to hear about, and we've got the Alliance system, so I'm part of the Frontier system. We'll also discuss about the Territory War, the High Lord system, and then mounted combat as well. So we'll just give you a quick overview of Dragon's Prophet. There are more than 300 dragons. You can capture, you can collect, train, customize, ride, fly, and fight. So not only do they become mounts for your character to travel around the world for Erasure in, you can also train them to be a companion, to fight by your side. They can also assist you in combat by supporting you, they can heal you, they can tank monsters for you, and obviously they can help you fly around and get around Erasure much quicker than just running. On top of that, we also have 4 main archetypes or classes to Dragon's Prophet. There are no definitive roles, so there are no, you don't have a definitive healer, there's no definitive tank or DPS. Yeah, so it's mainly defined down to how you train your dragon, how you customize your dragon. Which is what's really great. You're not pigeonholed into a class, you can just really customize your class. On top of that, the combat system is action-based, so it's very fluid, it's full combo systems, so it's not just required point and click, there's no auto-attack feature, every attack is done by the movement of your mouse and of your actions. On top of all this, we also have an extensive crafting system, and we also don't pigeonhole you in that either. You can become the highest well-known crafter in Erasure in both become a top-range chef, alchemist. You can do them all, but there's no restriction on you can only become one, or you can only become two. No, you can become every single one. We also have player housing, which is part of the Frontier system, so you can purchase your own plot of land, have your own house, decorate the insides, and really put a lot of love and attention into your house, where you can have guild meetings if you wish, or just somewhere to relax at the end of the day. And we also have cross-server technology, so you don't have to worry about choosing the wrong server, because you'll always be able to run those dungeons or do PvP with your friends from another server. So onto the juicy stuff. We have the Frontier system. That's what we're calling the overall system, is the Frontier system. Within this we have the Citadel system and the High Lord system. The Citadel system is basically the war, the castles, the PvP combat, the actual taking over of the island. And then we have the High Lord system, which encompasses the maintenance of the island, so setting taxes, building resource buildings, building construction buildings, really the maintenance side of the whole Frontier system. We'll just briefly show you the trailer. So here's a quick fly through of the island. I say island, it doesn't look like one, but it's huge. The zone is massive, and we have multiple, there's not just one, so we have a lot that guilds can take over. We have different terrains as well, so it's not all just the same. We have, as you can see there, desert, just before we have tundra, and inside these zones, as you can see here, we have a mining system, which will have rare resources in there, so you will want to be that guild that captures the zone, the island, with the most resourcing, because it's going to become vital to both your war efforts and crafters. Crafters will love you for it. And you just briefly saw there was some of the housing plots you can purchase, which I'll show you in a moment. So again, I'll touch upon the overall system of the Frontier system. We have player housing. That will play a role with the taxes. The islands are governed by guilds or alliances. You can join together with another guild, another 2, 3, 4, 5 guilds, form an alliance to really create a socially driven gameplay rather than just being static within the game. You can really have fun. Relationships will be bonded and destroyed at the same time. Within this system, you have your collecting taxes. That is done by the High Lord, and what's great from that is he receives a salary from your tax. So if he wants to be greedy, he'll set the prices up, might start a war. So there's going to be a lot of like micromanaging for him.
For the High Lord.
Yeah, for him, yeah, because the High Lord, the guild that takes over the island, they designate a High Lord, the ruler, the one in charge, and he can set the taxes for all the houses that are in the island. He sets the taxes for how much they pay on top of their rent, and then that all goes to him.
So, is there actually a vote or for the High Lord or to elect him?
When the battle's done, there will be a system in place for the High Lord to be chosen, because he also chooses commanders, left and right hand of the High Lord, and there's also a council system. The way that's done is still being fine-tuned and tweaked, but there'll be definitely a system in place. The frontier system is expanded infrastructure, so we have different buildings, and they all play their own roles, which we'll discuss a little bit further on in today's preview. As I said before, the rare resources like Napalite, it's currently in the game. It's really hard to get. You've got to send your dragons out, but as I said, there are going to be islands with a thorough amount of this resource that it's going to be key. It's going to be fought over like on a weekly basis. It'll also encompass a lot of huge battles and then siege weapons and defensive construction, such as defensive towers. As you can see here is a little brief look at the alliance system. So a basic alliance can form by 2 guilds. The higher your points are within the guilds, within the alliance, allows you to level up your alliance, and then you can invite more guilds into your alliance then. So it's also like a progression-based alliance system.
How do you gain alliance points? By playing PvP or?
Yeah. So coming together, doing alliance-based events will allow you to progress.
So no PV or?
Not actually sure on that one. I think it's primarily PvP-based, but we're definitely we're looking to all possibilities. Here we have just an overview of the map, and I'll discuss and show you at the same time how a war would be initiated. So let's start with here's just the housing system. So if you've not seen the houses before, this is what just a typical housing system would look like. So you've got your housing plot, as you can see here. Player would come along, purchase the land, and then they'd be able to place the house on it. And I'll just quickly show you. So the house is something you purchase, that's predefined, but everything you see around it, like this feature here, the fountain feature, the plants, bookcase, the mannequin, which will allow you to store your armor on there. Oh, I don't have permission, it's not my house. But all this has been placed by a player to make it quite homely. Guild, like I said, you can purchase large places of land and make it a guild house or an alliance house, and only invite your friends in so they can all come together, they can talk, they can trade stories, or they can just compare in their house. As you can see from the territory map shown there, it'll start off with a guild. So say a guild is already this place. Let me just that piece of paper there. So. Give me one more and let me just say say there's a guild and they've already captured this land, so you come in with your guild or your alliance. How you would initiate this, the first stage of the territory war, is you come across these crystals. There are 3 crystals on each island or zone, and you will then just come along and attack them. When you attack them, there will be a warning to your alliance members and to the guild that your crystal is under attack. You need to come in and defend it. So let me just. So once you've destroyed a crystal, once you've destroyed all 3 crystals, we will have a designated time of when it will start. As you can see here, once the 3 crystals have become destroyed, once that designated time has been chosen, so 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever time will be defined, that is when this next stage of the territory war will begin. This UI will pop up, and this is when not only you but other alliances can try and fight for control of the territory. As you can see, you've got your different progressions of alliances. So, say in this case, there are 7 different alliances, all competing for the zone. After there's a timer to each one, you can see your rank, your current position. When the timer is over, depending on your maximum score, or in case you've reached your maximum score, the one with the highest score will win the island. They will gain control of it, and then there'll be almost like a cooldown period of invulnerability. So there'll be a set time when players will not be able to attack, and it will give the defending team a chance to build their infrastructure and set taxes and build up the defense again. Within the war, you will have personal tactical points, among other points, and this will be points earned from killing other players, from destroying defensive structures, and the cool thing about personal tactical points is, say Lee's been doing really well in the war, and he's not died for ages and ages. If I kill him, I'll get more points from him than I would do in other players. So there's almost like a bounty system going on. So here's just a quick overview of the different points that you can see in the previous slide. So you've got victory points. Overall, that comes down to whether you're going to win or lose that island. Those points are gained from killing other players and defending or destroying strongholds. The personal tactical points, like I said, they're killing from other players, killing NPCs, and killing NPC guards as well, which will be a strong point. This is also defined by the High Lord, so he can set NPCs down in other places and really make his citadel really difficult to take over. Another cool feature is honor points. Honor points is the only point system within those 3 that you can see that you keep as a player. So there's a personal incentive to the war as well. Honor points are earned from killing players, destroying defensive constructions, defeating bosses in the Dragon Sanctuary, which is currently already in game. Some of the big bosses by guilds and destroying them. And you also get honor points for being a member in the top 5 alliance of that war, that particular war. And this you take away with you at the end. Moving on to the High Lord system. So once you've taken over your island, you now control it. You've decided on your structure, your hierarchy, who's going to control it. There are 6 different building types that your High Lord can actually build. So you've got your main facilities, just depending on that will cover your overall basics. You have your resource buildings, so for your napalite extraction. Defensive structures such as towers that you have in front of your citadel, and stuff to really help keep your castle strong and survive. Military buildings, not only will they encompass such things as the main facilities, which would be like weapon merchant, armor merchant. You'll also allow special, just more defensive ability to your alliance. You have research facilities as well, which will allow you to research stronger dragons, stronger for the Citadel system, and just stronger, higher tiered other buildings.
And these work alliance-wide for the whole alliance.
Yes, yeah. For the controlling alliance or guild, depending on who's coming in. So everything he does benefits every player that is in that alliance. And they all, it is just excuse the Chinese, but it is just I wouldn't say simple, but it is an overview of it's almost like a construction tree. So it allows you to say this would be a resource, tier 1, it will then open up tier 2, or you can go into another tier, and then it just allows you to branch off and add even more customizability to the High Lord system and the way you research and build structures in your island. So moving on, I will show you a short video again. There's one of the crystals that are being destroyed that I was explaining. Here's one of the structures, one of the strongholds. So taking this one will allow you to gain personal tactical points and victory points towards actually winning the island. So they'll have monsters there as well. Not only monsters, I'm sure the Infernum Alliance will be able to fight back. Here's one of the epic dragons that your guild or alliance can summon and actually attack the enemy's castle with. The defending alliance can also summon one, and these are going to be really powerful, scary dragons to see on the battlefield. Not only that, you can see the siege weapons in play as well.
Are these player controls, or?
As far as I'm aware, no, but I don't actually know for certain, so don't quote me on that. I'm assuming there must be some type of control or follow system, because they'd have to follow the player to where they're going. But the system's still being tweaked and being looked at. You should see a nice, good version of it come launch day. Okay, so we actually have another video that we'd like to show you. This one. You'd be the third person to see this. We've only just received it, so this is like exclusive almost. Full screen. format that's going to be brought into the game, or add even more features to the way you interact.
So, is that coming for launch as well, or later?
I think it's planned to, yeah.
Okay. So, question: do you have an idea how many islands form, the archipelago, the whole?
Currently, we have 24 islands. That can be increased. That can be increased as we want to. Currently, we have 24 different islands that allow, which essentially means there could be 24 different guilds owning 24 different islands. But that won't be the case in Dragon's Prophet. There'll be alliances. There'll be backstabbing. There'll be all sorts of socially driven gameplay with this new feature.
And this is cross-server, right?
It is, yeah. So no matter what server you're on, you can always go to the Frontier system and you can fight against a French player, Turkish player, Italian. You can fight against any player you wish to in the zone.
So I'm guessing there's also a way to communicate with players from other servers. So maybe you want to form an alliance with a guild from another server. Is that possible?
It is, yeah. There's no restriction. You can if you're in the Frontier system, your zone chat, your local chat, everything is to that zone. So if Lee was in one server and I was in another, we both went to the Frontier system. We could chat in local chat if we wanted to. We could chat in zone chat. You can speak to other guilds. You can organise alliances. Or a lot of guilds tend to do it outside of the game, so they can do it on the forum or through personal websites, and they can organise it in game and then get it finalised.
So, do you maybe plan to display these results, of the war on the website, or maybe something?
It's
like
definitely something that we'd like to look into. Whether it get implemented in the future, we're unsure yet. But personally, I think it's a great idea. Display the different world, the different maps, and who's controlling it, and who's got the power and the strength, and it will also play to the players' ego in a way. I mean, some people love to be powerful, don't they? They love to be able to control a huge amount of space and then show people, hey, look what we've accomplished as a group of friends. And it would be a great thing to implement. Whether we do it or not, we'll have to see. We want to get the system out, get it to the players, get player feedback, and fine tune it in the future, and really make it a really good feature for Dragon's Prophet players.
So.